Hello, welcome to lesson 5A. No time for anything. In this lesson, we are going to discuss some comparative adjectives and also adverbs, okay? And as. In vocabulary, we are going to study some time expressions, for example, spend time and etc. And in pronunciation, we're going to learn some sentence stress practice, okay? Great. So let's start here. No time for anything. The introduction here, we have a reading and vocabulary activity with some time expressions. As the first activity, you will read an article about living faster and match the headings to the paragraphs. So, for example, you will read this text here. In number one, as you can see, we need a heading. Okay, so you will read this paragraph and decide which of these six headings has more to do with what it's talking about in each paragraph. Okay, fantastic. So now pause the video and do it. All right, now let's check your answers. Wonderful. In activity B, you will read this article once again. One paragraph contains an invented piece of information. So, which piece of information here do you think it could not be real? All right, so let's check if you got it. Yay, paragraph 4. Okay, so this paragraph has made up uh, a piece of information that was made up. Okay, so it's not true, it's false. There is no such new networking site. Okay. Now, in activity C, look at the highlighted time expressions and guess their meaning. So starting here, save time. If you don't know the definition of save time, please check a dictionary. Takes more than 15 seconds, wasting time, in a hurry, spend more time, on time. Okay, so check the dictionary to see the definition of for these expressions. Wonderful. Now, you are going to do in letter D, you will cover the text and look at the paragraph headings in A. Can you remember the information in the text? Have you noticed any of these things happening where you live? Okay, so now you will focus on these headings here. What did they mention in each of these headings? Do you remember? Do any of them happen in the place where you live? Fantastic. Now, in activity A, you're going to look at this questionnaire about living faster. You will ask and answer these questions. And for you to answer these questions, you need to use often, sometimes, or never. And give more information whenever possible, okay? So read this questionnaire now and answer with often, sometimes, or never. Pause and do it. Wonderful. So now let's check your answers. Here on page 101, we have the result of this test. Okay, so according to the score, for each sentence you answered never, you should add 1 point. Sometimes 2 points, and then 3 times for often. Okay, and now you will read according to your score and see what it means. Wonderful. Going back now to page 37, we are going to start with grammar. Comparative adjectives and adverbs in as, na, as. So look at the following words from the text. Are they adjectives, adverbs, or both? So let's see. Remember, an adjective usually describes or characterizes a person or something. And the adverb, it explains or how something was done. So let's go do it. All right. So let's check your answers. Here we have. Notice that the adverbs usually have "ly" in the end. Okay, quickly. We have slowly. All right. And then some words can be both, like fast could be both adverbs and adjective. Okay. And the other words, they are adjective, slowly adverb. All right. Wonderful. Now, circle the right form. Check if both are correct. Pause and do it. Let's check your answers. So, check if you wrote them right. Fantastic. Now, come with me to page 134 to Grammar Bank 5A and let's learn more about the comparative adjectives and adverbs. Okay, let's start here. Listen to these examples and repeat them.
2.40. 1.
My brother's older than me.
It's more dangerous to ride a bike than to drive. 2.
People walk more quickly than in the past.
3.
I'm less relaxed this year than I was last year.
4.
The service in this restaurant isn't as good as it was.
She doesn't drive as fast as her brother.
Very well. Então, aqui, vamos ver aqui os comparatives. Os comparativos nós usamos, então, sempre para duas pessoas ou dois lugares, duas coisas, mas a quantidade, né, de pessoas, de elementos que a gente está considerando são sempre dois, ok? Nós vamos usar, então, os comparative adjectives, né, que nem aqui, ó, my brother's older than me, e comparative adverbs, quando a gente estiver descrevendo, então, uma ação. Os adjetivos descrevem pessoas, coisas, lugares, e os advérbios, eles descrevem uma ação, tá? Por isso que aqui nós temos people walk more quickly than in the past. Então, aqui, quickly, com ly, né, advérbio, porque eu estou descrevendo como as pessoas caminham. É uma característica do verbo, tá? Não de uma pessoa. Então, aqui, só para a gente revisar, quando nós estamos usando, então, comparativos, né, adjetivos, e os advérbios também, para um substantivo ou advérbio seja que tenha uma sílaba, né, de uma ou duas sílabas, que sejam os adjetivos, né, palavras curtas, nós devemos acrescentar ER para dar aquela ideia de mais velho e usar o than, né, mais velho que. My brother's older than me. Para adjetivos de três sílabas ou mais, nós devemos usar então o more dangerous, junto com os adjetivos e os advérbios, e também usar o than, tá? Então aqui esses comparativos são sempre são geralmente, né, de superioridade, né? Older than, more dangerous than, dando a ideia de mais, de superioridade, tá? É possível também usar comparativos de inferioridade, mas nesse caso nós usamos então a palavra less, né? I'm less relaxed this year than I was last year. Uh, he is less intelligent than his sister. Tá? Então usamos less como um comparativo de inferioridade. E nós também podemos usar comparativos de equality, que seria de igualdade. Isso aqui, por exemplo, acontece quando a gente usa aqui, ó, as good as, não é tão bom quanto era, tá? Então, as, adjetivo as, nós usamos então para deixar os dois elementos no mesmo grau, tá? De comparativo. Sim ou não, né? Porque podemos usar na negativa também. Não é tão bom quanto era. Tá ok? Ok. Now we have comparative adjectives regular. Aqui nós temos então os adjetivos comparativos que são regulares, né? Aqui, por exemplo, short, shorter, né? Uma sílaba acrescenta ER. Big, bigger, quando termina é uma vogal, né? Consoante, né? Vogal, consoante no final. A gente deve dobrar a última letra antes de acrescentar o ER. Big, bigger. Busy termina com Y, precedido de uma consoante. Então, nesse caso, vai ficar busier, com IER. E relaxed, como é uma, né, palavra grande, mais de 3 sílabas, nós devemos usar, então, o more. More relaxed than. Aqui, por exemplo, nós temos também os comparativos adjetivos que são irregulares, né? Ou seja, eles têm a forma própria. Então, good vai ficar better, bad vai ficar worse e far vai ficar farther ou further, né? Tanto faz. Aqui, como adjetivos, a gente tem também o stressed, né? Que vai ficar more stressed, tired, more tired, bored, more bored. Os comparativos advérbios aqui, né? Temos também os regulares e os irregulares. Por exemplo, quickly, more quickly, slowly, more slowly. Já o irregular, nós temos hard, harder, well, better, badly e worse. Tá? Então, isso aqui precisa memorizar. Comparatives with pronouns. After comparative plus than or as, as, we use an object pronoun. Me, her, him, them, or a subject pronoun plus an auxiliary verb. Isso aqui é uma coisa também muito importante. Quando você vai usar um pronome, né? Vai mencionar uma pessoa, um pronome, depois dos comparativos, nós devemos usar então os pronomes objetos. Por exemplo, my brother is taller than me. My brother is taller than I am. Se você for usar então o pronome, preciso você colocar também aqui então o verbo, tá? Then I am. He's not as intelligent as her. Então aqui nós temos também o her, ela, né? E she is, tá? Então só cuidado, pode usar, mas os pronomes sujeitos também, desde que eles venham acompanhados do verbo. Alright, so this is the explanation for grammar. So let's move to page 135 and do these exercises. In letter A, you will write the sentences with a comparative adjective or an adverb with them. Like in the example, New York is Miami, and the word we need to use is expensive. New York is more expensive than Miami. Okay, so Pause the video and do it. In activity B, you will rewrite the sentences so they mean the same. Use as, as. For example, James is stronger than Clive. And to make this sentence sound the same as the previous one, Clive isn't as strong as James because James is stronger. Okay? So pause the video and do it. Perfect. Now let's check your answers. So for 5A, these are the answers. And for 5B, these are the answers. All right, perfect. Let's move back to page 37 now. Okay, ending 3, pronunciation sentence stress. Let's practice here the sound. Remember, stressed words like or as and then have the sound of and is pronounced uh, us, us. Okay, so now listen and repeat the sentences, copy the rhythm, and try to get the sound right. So just before you start, let's just focus here on them again. Look, we have here uh, uh. This is the sound. Us, s, s. And then we have here the sound of er, the bird sound, All right. Now let's listen and repeat the sentences. Remember to copy the rhythm of these words.
2.41. 1,
I'm busier than a year ago.
2. My life is more stressful than in the past. 3,
I work harder than before.
4. I walk and talk faster. 5,
I'm not as relaxed as I was a few years ago.
Listen again and practice. Remember here the words in bold, they are stronger, busier, okay? Ear, life, more stressful than in the past. The words that carry information are usually highlighted. They are stressed in the sentences, okay? Now, in letter B, are any of these sentences here true for you? Which ones? Why? All right. Now, 4, speaking. Think about how your life has changed over the last 3 to 5 years. Read the questions below and think about your answers. This activity will be performed during our online class, but you can have it prepared, okay? B, answer the questions with a partner whose life has changed and whose life has changed more. We are going to discuss this in class, okay? Now, listening. You're going to listen to an expert talking about how to live your life more slowly. Look at her 5 main tips. So, good ideas. Main tips are like good ideas. Guess what the missing words are. Okay, so before you listen, you are going to look at her 5 main tips and we'll try to guess which words are missing here. You did it? So now let's listen and then check your answers.
2.42.
Today we talk to Laurel Reese, who's writing a book about how to live more slowly. She's going to give us 5 useful tips.
My first tip is something that is very simple to say, but more difficult to do in practice. Whatever you're doing, just try to slow down and enjoy it. If you're walking somewhere, try to walk more slowly. If you are driving, make yourself drive more slowly. It doesn't matter what you are doing. Cooking, taking a shower, exercising in the gym, just slow down and really enjoy the moment. We all try to do too many things that we just don't have time for. So my second tip is make a list of the 3 things that are most important for you, your priorities in life. Then, when you've made your list, make sure that you spend time doing those things. Imagine, for example, that your 3 things are your family, reading, and playing sports. Then make sure that you spend enough time with your family, that you have space in your life for reading, and that you have time to play sports. And forget about trying to do other things that you don't have time for. Tip number 3 is don't try to do 2 things at the same time. The worst thing you can do is multitask. So, for example, don't read your email while you are talking to a friend on the phone. If you do that, you aren't really focusing on your email or your friend, and you aren't going to feel very relaxed either. Tip number 4 is very simple. Once a day, every day, sit down and do nothing for half an hour. For example, go to a cafe and sit outside, or go to a park and sit on a bench. Turn off your phone so that nobody can contact you, and then just sit and watch the world go by. This will really help you to slow down. Okay, my 5th and final tip. One of the most relaxing things you can do is to be near water, or even better, to be on water. So, if you live near a lake or a river, go and sit by the river or go boating. If you live near the ocean, go and sit on the beach. Relax and listen to the sound of the wind and the water. You will feel your body and mind slowing down as the minutes go past.
So now listen again, and this time you are going to write 1 example for each of these tips in your notebook. Okay, so now let's check your answers. These are the words that are missing. And now these are the extra examples for each of these tips. Okay, fantastic. All right, so now in C, are there any tips that you think you might use? Why or why not? Answer them. Great. So now that we finished this student's book, let's move on to the workbook. Do the exercises from the workbook now. Okay, the answers will be available in the folder for the homework answers. Okay, I will play the listening so you can do this exercise here.
File 5A. Listening. Speaker 1. Well, I haven't been here long, so I haven't had time to make many friends yet. After I get home from work, I spend most of the evening online, chatting with friends and family back home. Twice a week, I take classes to try and learn the language. Most of my colleagues speak very good English, but I haven't been out with them yet. Speaker 2.
I guess you could say I'm a little depressed right now. Time goes really slowly when you don't have anything to do. I spend more time sleeping now, and I have a lot of time to do the housework. It doesn't take all day to make the bed and clean my room, so I get really bored. I hope I find another job soon, because I really need the money.
Speaker 3.
My life has changed a lot now that I don't have to leave the house to go to work. Things aren't so stressful first thing in the morning now. I just get up, make a cup of coffee, and turn on my computer. It's strange communicating with colleagues online and not seeing them face to face. Sometimes it gets a little lonely.
Speaker 4.
Oh no, I never get bored. There's always so much to do. I like to get up early and read the newspaper while I'm having breakfast. Then I like to go for a walk and do some shopping. After lunch, I go and pick up my grandchildren from school. We spend an hour in the park until their mother comes to get them. I'm really enjoying life right now.
Speaker 5.
This is the best thing that has ever happened to me. She's so beautiful that I seem to spend all day looking at her. I don't have time to see friends now, so I keep in touch with everybody by phone or online when she's asleep. We go shopping together and I do more housework and cooking, but I don't get much sleep anymore.
Okay, so that's it. Thank you, and let me know if you have any questions, okay? See you next class. Bye-bye.